I was chuckling a bit before I hit record for what will be the official first episode of the Independent Report. And the reason I was chuckling is because one, Jamaica is not a real place, which I will tell you pretty soon. But also, according to Uber Facts, dogs sometimes lie awake at night thinking about their problems. Hmm. Did you know that? I'm going to have to read up more about that one. It's interesting. But the reason I say Jamaica is not a real place is because I recently came across a video on the Jamaica Observer's Instagram page. And the headline reads, "You should be ashamed of yourselves. JDF soldiers scolded after disobeying cops." And the word disobeying is in quotation marks because that is what is being alleged by the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Now, the article goes on to say that two JDF members ignored police officers' orders to stop along a stretch of the north-south highway on Monday. They were reportedly traveling in a silver Mark X motor vehicle, and when they were signaled to stop, reports are that they did not stop. And when they were finally apprehended, that is when, according to the report, that is when it was realized by the officers that these were two members of the Jamaica Defense Force. Now, you might say, well, Brenna, what is in that makes you say Jamaica is not a real place? I urge you to go ahead and listen to the video, watch the video, because it appears from a viewer standpoint that the person videoing is a member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And in the video, he can be heard saying to the soldiers, "Did an officer stop you down the road? And that you have to answer me. Since you want to be treated like criminals, in a uniform, police step out in the road and stop on and drive left them. You should be ashamed of yourselves." So basically, he is scolding them for not following police orders when they were told to stop. Fine. They were totally wrong there. I have to agree. You were told by the officers to stop. Why would you not stop? It doesn't state the reason the officers wanted to stop the vehicle. But regardless, especially as a member of the JDF, you are stopped by JCF members. You should follow suit, no? You should know that you lead by example, right? Right. So we are not arguing that point. The part that I find absolutely ridiculous is, why are they being videoed? And not even why are they being videoed, because fine, they can be videoed for proof that they, did not listen to the orders that were given to them. But why was this video uploaded on social media? Can somebody tell me? And do not say it's because people need to see that the soldiers were disrespectful. Come, listen. There are some situations where I can agree that the videos need to be shown and circulated because they help us to realize what is really going on behind the scenes, especially in even more serious situations. Not to say this isn't, but I believe this video being uploaded on social media actually does more harm than good. And the reason I say that is because we've already seen so many times where Jamaicans are more and more losing respect for not only our police officers, but even our soldiers. Now, when I grew up, when you say soldier, you know, say, shape up. All if you're not doing nothing wrong, there's this certain level of respect that you would have exuded because you see a soldier. Not to say you don't respect the police, but come on, let's be real. When you see a soldier, you just get this serious aura, right? You feel like, all right, you need to get yourself in order right now. And for the past few years, we have seen clearly that Jamaicans are losing respect for the soldiers as well. We've seen the videos where people literally, they fight soldier. Tell me no. And so that is one of the reasons I believe that video being uploaded on social media does more harm than good. Because yes, on one hand, you want to discipline the JDF members. They also look, to me, based on the video, they look very young. I mean, that's just my assumption. Young and, I don't know. I won't say what else has come to my mind, but they look young. Let's leave it at that, right? And Fine, you want to discipline them. You're absolutely in your right to do so. But I believe that this should have been dealt with behind closed doors, especially when we are in a society and a time where respect for our soldiers and police officers is a little done on. And then to see you or to see a video of JDF members being basically dealt with like them a boy. And of course, again, not saying that they were in the right, but this is what the video translates to the public. When you think of someone who has an impressionable mind, whether a young impressionable mind or all impressionable mind, because we know some older people, they operate as if they're children. When someone has, and I'm not speaking about the soldiers there, I'm referring to persons who look at videos like these and they say, oh, well, if them can deal with a soldier them like that, then soldier them and nobody. You get where I'm headed? The public view of military personnel and members of the JCF is very important. There are certain cases where dirty laundry need to be done in a yard, in a house. You don't bring it to the laundromat every time for the public to see what you're washing. And so there may be some who would say, no, it's well-deserved. I will say it's well-deserved for them to be disciplined. If what has been reported is so, if they were ordered to stop and they did not stop, they would definitely deserve to be disciplined. And if it's a case where you find that after that they are not adhering to the rules, then you take the necessary steps. You have them removed from the force or whatever the next disciplinary action is. But to video them and represent them in this light or paint them in this light through that video is very damaging. And not just to the soldiers, but it also sends a message to the public that the JDF and the JCF may not be cohesive, may not be one. And even though they have different roles, of course, they should still have that similar desire and aim to ensure there is order. That's where they both should come into agreement. And if it's being shown on camera that a JCF member is dealing with a JDF member like this publicly for social media to see because the video is now online, what that translates to the minds of some Jamaicans may be that, oh, them, you're not in a no position to tell me what to do if you can't follow orders on yourself. You don't want to create that thought process among the people who are supposed to respect the military and respect law enforcement. So, and I saw a lot of comments, where persons hold similar views that they understand where the officer is coming from, but the manner in which it was done, or even more so the fact that it reached social media, because this video could have been just submitted to the relevant disciplinary committee and it would have been dealt with and we wouldn't have known anything about it. But it get hung up on clothesline and we're all gazing along and saying, that's what they have in their dirty hamper. I think this was a step in the wrong direction. It was a step back. It definitely was. You never want your military personnel, your JDF members or your JCF members to be seen in such a light. If they have committed a crime that is of public interest, then by all means, let us follow the right procedures and make the public aware as is appropriate. But I believe that this was one of those situations that should not have been uploaded for public consumption. But those are just my thoughts. I'd love to hear yours. Comment down below. Tell me what you think about this whole situation, about how it was handled, about the video being on social media. If you disagree, write the comment. If you agree, write the comment. And whether you agree or disagree, write the comment and tell me why you agree or why you disagree. And there was actually another story that I wanted to mention, but I decided to leave it be for now because it's a touchy one. It's still being dealt with by legal counsel, that particular story that involves a child who was reportedly blinded at school in 2022 after an incident with another student, which was allegedly an accident. But I've decided to pause that for now and wait a bit before I make any commentary on that, since it is going through its legal process, right? So yes, share your comments. Tell me what you think. Tell me what other issues you believe deserve to be highlighted and spoken about and dissected. And let us dissect them together. Subscribe on YouTube, join the Patreon, follow on Spotify, follow me on Instagram, Brianna with Purpose. All the links are there for you to benefit from this podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, whether it be Spotify, YouTube. If you have a Patreon, it's perfect for you there. So yes, this is the first episode. We keep it at that for now. And as I hear more of your feedback, I'll know how we move forward, what topics you're most interested in us discussing, because we are a community and that's how we're going to grow, by providing that feedback. All right. Also, you can send your voice notes, send your thoughts, text messages via WhatsApp. The number is 876-854-9989. And we can build a little community over on WhatsApp where we can have polls and Q&As and all these things, right? But first, add the number and save it as the Independent Report Podcast, or you can save it as Noble Media Network, or you can save it as Brianna, whichever one floats your boat. Okay, so that is it for this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in and have a blessed day.